All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Ville Chillin' Podcast. Hope everyone had a wonderful holidays. We took a little break ourselves.
Happy holidays.
Now, today, we're going to kind of talk about a year in review because we honestly, I think, did more than we thought we did. And so we're just going to chat about it.
Happy New Year. When?
Oh.
Okay. Hell yeah.
All right. I guess we're just going to jump straight into it, right?
Let's go.
Just talk about how bad we used to be and like how much better we might be now.
It's a show about improvement. Like that's
Growth is important, and recognizing your own growth is the only way you keep motivation to do what you do, right? Try to make it sound good.
right. Like, hey, yeah, it's
So, I mean, I guess really if we want to talk about beginnings, we actually started in 2022, right?
it was a wild year, man.
It definitely was. Busy year. We started in like June or July of 2022. Didn't really have much direction on what we wanted to do, but we touched on a few different things. From parks, produce, and exhibits to Louisville Tech and gaming, music and venues, the heat wave, the hot sauce, and like spicy peppers episode.
And a lot of those things we kind of touched on again this year, but kind of expanded on it in a lot of ways.
Yeah. Because they're topics that are definitely important to us, and as we're learning more, we're sharing more. It's kind of, I guess, the theory or the principle behind the show is as we learn more, we share more and try to introduce like more businesses, more places, food and restaurants. I bet we talked about Spinelli's in that. It's a common
Probably
theme.
a couple times.
It's a common theme around. Halloween. We did Halloween. One thing that I did enjoy doing was the businesses, that business breakdown that we did.
Mhm.
Talking about like the top employers. I think that was an interesting thing, seeing how some of those different businesses kind of shaped different industries and shaped Louisville in a way. You know, you're talking about GE moving here in the 80s and then Humana starting here in their whole history. And UPS, of course, has governed a lot of, the airport space around here.
Right. A lot of things, to everything from like the geography of, how Louisville affects those industries, and then even like the time zones. Like I never thought about that whenever we touched on that, and we were talking about, why UPS is where it, is here is a lot to do with.
We're so close to the central time zone that, and I mean, once you cross over that, you're going backwards in time anyways. But yeah, we can still make it east as well pretty quickly. So I thought that was a fun series that we did.
And yeah, because we learned a lot. And I mean, that's really why we started the show, is because we like learning new things. And before we started the show, we realized we didn't know a lot about Louisville. Even though we've grown up here, our whole lives, we still have a lot to learn.
Yeah, and I mean, we talked about it all the time. We figured, why not? Other people might want to learn too.
Right.
But I mean, then we kind of even expanded just talking about individual people. And those were fun too. The Hunter S. Thompson episode, like Muhammad Ali. Jim Varney's my favorite though. I grew up on Jim Varney, and I didn't even really know he was from here until we started looking into people from here.
Right, same. But I have a soft spot for Hunter S. Thompson. Definitely, a lot of memories. watching
Fear and Loathing.
Yes,
yeah. The whole Gonzo style just fits. Yeah,
definitely.
But it was still that one was definitely fun. Jim Varney was fun. They were all fun in their own ways, And actually, we ended on Jim Varney in 2022. So even though we were only really recording for a few months, we kind of packed a lot of different ideas in. And then I think what we did good in 2023 is we refined it a little bit. You know what I mean? Find some of our just filming, our technology side, everything.
Well, there was a couple episodes there where I think we just totally winged it. Like we didn't even have a concept or anything. We just kind of just was rambling about different subjects. But definitely see how we improved there. Actually, having topics.
If you look back, the first 2 episodes don't even have video at all, and then after that, we're pretty similar views, just trying to fill out the screen. We've definitely come a long way compared to what you see now. I think.
Yes.
Can we talk about how when we came back, for some reason, you decided to wear a shirt on your head?
Oh, well, it has a lot. We was out in the garage at the time. Like it was hot out there.
It was hot out there. Oh, wait, no. A full-blown shirt on your head, my friend.
Yeah, it was like 95 degrees out in that garage, man.
That's why the beards and everything were short, too.
Yes. It's getting cold hot now. That's why we're growing them out.
But that was funny. I know I made many comments about that. And then the last People of Kentucky we've actually done was Edgar Casey.
And that was one of the first few episodes that we started for the new year, too.
Yeah, the new year, 2023. Started doing some parks because we do think that the parks and like whether it's national parks or local parks are an important part of Kentucky. Agritourism, word of 2023. Yes. That's the Louisville word of 2023. But I do think it's important. They make a big difference here. They give people things to do, and they represent the real beauty of the state. So, from the Bernheim Giants, I mean, we've talked about Bernheim Forest a few times, and we've always highlighted how much they're doing in the creative space to bring natural art exhibits to Louisville.
Yes.
Or not Louisville, but, the surrounding Louisville or, to Kentucky. They have contests going on like this year to release new exhibits next year, I think. So
right, to where you can submit your own art piece. So, yeah, just kind of add on to the Giants and just another awesome attraction for the parks.
Yeah. So cool stuff going on there.
And they, I think they just passed a bill where there's going to be, I think, like $25 million. I want to say towards all the local parks. Like there's going to be like libraries and things like that. So
that's pretty awesome.
Definitely going to see a lot of improvement there over the next few years.
Yeah, I think it's important. The more we cut down here in like the actual suburban areas and everything to make neighborhoods and apartment complexes and all this, like the growth is good, but we need to make sure that we give back to nature in some way. You know what I mean?
That's one thing we found out, that Louisville has the biggest, urban park?
Urban forest, yeah. Jefferson Memorial, right?
Yes.
It's the biggest urban forest because it incorporates so many neighborhoods, but Jefferson Memorial Forest is, yeah. So just another fun fact. Yeah, we've learned a lot doing these shows.
Yeah, Parklands, which we haven't done a show on them yet. We're hoping to this coming up year. The Parklands, they're about to grow more than 600 acres, so that's awesome.
Oh yeah, I remember seeing that now. Yeah,
so, and I think that's separate from that one initiative I was talking about, that 25 million. And I'm pretty sure that's what it is.
Yeah, there's a lot going into the parks here in Kentucky, though, and that's what I love to see. And not just Kentucky, but here in Louisville, like pretty locally. So it's really awesome to see some of that preservation of nature coming along with all of the development, the urban development and everything, too. Like I said, we've seen progress just from like the old, like just from seeing Iroquois Park growing up. They got the new steps in there. They've done a lot there. But even like Farming Park back by my old neighborhood, like that used to be way more run down. They've renovated that. They put money into the smaller parks too, so it's really cool to see. Yeah,
like the basketball court, like the nets looked brand new. Like you said, Iroquois Park, man, before the lookout, it looked like it was about to fall off the cliff, man. It was bad.
That's why nobody was allowed up there for a while.
They've definitely improved on that.
And the climb was bad because I'm out of shape, but it used to be worse, I think. It wasn't as uphill before, but it was so winding, it took a lot longer. Now, if you can make it up the stairs, you're good to go.
Yeah, before there's like no rhyme or reason. You're just like climbing over like random logs, and
We still got lapped by old people every time.
hey, they were fast.
They're definitely beating us.
They were like 60 going on 20.
Oh, man. And then I guess the coolest thing, that happened to us in our eyes is this year we got an interview, right?
Chris, yes.
Awesome. It was awesome talking to him, awesome video, awesome to hear his stories, and awesome to see him live when we did.
Yep, and looking forward to, having him on the show again, hopefully here soon.
Yeah, it'll definitely be soon, and I think it just kind of set us up for everything we'd been wanting to do anyways, but when that actually came to be, it was pretty cool. It put us on definitely a different route. We still do some of the same type of stuff, especially now that it's cold, we can't do parks, but it was cool to actually break into that this year.
Definitely.
Especially considering we didn't start this year until like June, July anyway, so.
Yeah, and definitely talking to him, connecting with him made us, really pushed us to, really do more shows and just really try to keep growing. And so thank you, Chris.
Working. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. And OVW, I know that was an important episode for you.
Hey, I was going to say that is one of my favorite episodes. I could just talk about wrestling all day.
You definitely killed it on that one.
Oh, well, thank you.
I didn't, those were all legitimate questions for me. Like, I didn't know anything.
Man,
so.
just eat some grilled cheese, talk about John Cena, dude. Like, I'm down.
That's it. Oh, man. And then, of course, we got into the Halloween stuff. So that's one challenge, I guess, kind of talking ahead to 2024. One challenge we're going to have is actually making content in the first half of the year, because we did Halloween stuff last year. We did Halloween stuff this year. We did, Christmas stuff. And I'm not saying it's going to be a challenge, but we're not going to have themes to follow already. It's less scripted in a way, because you can only talk so much about the Halloween family events or the haunted houses that are going on.
Hey, we can talk about tax time. Like, that stuff's important.
Yeah. Yeah. Are you sure you want to talk about taxes?
Never mind. Let's change the subject, bro. Like, cut that.
Let's get together.
Man.
But then we got to talk to Derek. That was pretty cool.
That was really awesome. I learned what a grip does.
Yeah, I had no idea.
Nope.
And then it's cool though, because you had actually seen the movie, the Darren the Inspirer documentary, before we even thought about doing the podcast, right?
Yes. Yeah, that was like totally separate from it. So it was just really cool. A lot of connections with a lot of the people that we've talked to. So I think even Chris said that he had done a video with Derek also. So just a lot of connections there.
Yeah. Going back to that though, he's also the second person from Kentucky to play Dillinger, yeah, yes. John Dillinger.
That was
alongside
awesome.
Johnny Depp. So if you didn't know, now you know. We have two John Dillingers. Of course, it couldn't be Halloween time without talking about Waverly Hills. And of course, we talked about them a few times shortly, but we did a deeper dive that time and really talked about the history of the whole place. And that almost brings us current, costumes in Caulfield's. Caulfield's is iconic. They have the second largest bat in the United States, outside of the Louisville Slugger. Pizza Week, which again, why did I make it to where that dude's face is red? Because it looks like a pepperoni on the pizza.
It does blend.
But got talked about some charities. That was pretty cool to see some of the larger charities still doing a lot of good stuff here in the city. Some different products from around the city. Again, charities, I guess, with toy drives and then some light shows. And then Hannah of Hannah's Princesses. That was pretty fun.
It was awesome talking to her, definitely.
It was a different spin on anything we've done yet, but, we've always said we really want to talk to small business or small artists or really anybody. I guess I shouldn't say small, but we will talk to anybody. We just want to talk to artists, business owners, and talk to them about their experience, learn how they're navigating what they're doing, and just help with exposure and everything else in any way that we can, give people a way to meet you without meeting you. So
yeah, that's been one of the best parts is, just learning from people and just meeting them and just hearing their stories. So
networking and meeting people has been definitely the best part for me. And it's been a lot of learning along the way. I mean, everything from just learning how to meet people, talk to people, of course, equipment. I mean, we started with 2 GoPros, and then we got a couple other cameras, and then we got microphones and this sound board thing. And, it's been a long learning curve, especially this year.
Yeah. Yep, definitely a lot of learning, hit and miss. The even on the last episode when we interviewed Hannah, and we thought that we were going to be super prepared, so we
knew we were.
We started setting things up maybe 2 hours before the show, which we don't normally do that. Usually everything's set up within 30 minutes to an hour, to be honest. But we were like, nah, we'll just kill some time, and we needed every bit of those 2 hours.
That was a crunch. Yes, that was a crunch.
We got it set up pretty much like 5 minutes before the plan starts. So,
yeah, Google Meets doesn't like having multiple sound inputs, but to be able to control the separate volumes, we're on separate channels through the mixer. So, yeah, that was a crunch trying to get that to work, but it worked.
So, I mean, this next year, we're planning on doing a lot more interviews. There's a lot of people we plan on talking to, so that's going to be really awesome to learn about some of their experiences, some of the things that they're planning on doing. People at Kentucky, we just touched the surface when it comes to
There's so many people we can still talk about.
Yes.
So many, and same with Parks.
Parks, yep. I mean, because it's Parks of Kentucky. Like all the parks we've talked about have just been have all been in Louisville. So
except Bernheim. Bernheim's just outside, but yeah.
So a lot there.
Yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot that we want to do, and we want to really start touching on more stuff than just that too. We want to start touching more on actual local events and all of that. It's just it just happenstance that 2022 we kind of started and fell off, but it was right around the Halloween time, and then this year we picked up again in July, did the parks, but then it kind of fell into the holidays, and it's hard to get in a real groove with that stuff when you have holidays coming and going, and it's just a lot to do, but we've been doing it, we pushed through it, and I'm excited to finally do a Derby episode when the time comes.
Good point. Yeah, we haven't done a Derby episode yet.
We haven't been filming, we haven't been actually recording when it was time. So.
Right, so we're probably going to spend a lot of the springtime kind of focusing on that. Good call.
Yeah, that'll be fun. All the events kind of...
Thunder, yep.
They're at Thunder, all the events leading up. And obviously there's a lot of other locations here that we can talk about, would love to talk about and touch on. I think we have a lot of plans coming up, a lot of good ideas that we're obviously not going to just completely spoil, but...
Well, I mean, I think we can go and mention this, that to be on the lookout for our newsletters. We are going to start having monthly newsletters. We should have the January one released out, here in about a week, and there'll be some like cool coupons in there, some updates on what we're going to be doing, maybe like a little puzzle or something, like little things like search and find, little fun things to be on the lookout for. Merchandise.
Yeah, we technically have merch, BillandENT.com/merch. We just haven't really pushed it. We need designs.
We're doing that right now. Buy our merch.
But it's been a fun year. Got anything else?
Hope everybody had a great year. If you didn't, that's cool. 2024 is a new year. Just leave that, negativity behind, and go Cards.
Go Cards. All right, I guess we'll catch you next time.